Since the first public appearance of Jennifer Walters in her Hulk form, the public has unanimously identified her with the name She-Hulk.
So it's great to see that She-Hulk can stand on her own 2 feet. Let's talk about this show. Okay, yeah, so I don't actually review She-Hulk on a weekly basis, but I have done a couple of She-Hulk related videos. My last one was a sort of talk about how Marvel have not got much faith in their female characters, how She-Hulk has to rely on special guest stars every episode. So episode 1, you had Bruce Banner, you know, a relatable character that you know. Episode 2, a little bit of Bruce Banner and Will Blonsky. Episode 3 and 4, you had Wong, a fantastic character within the MCU. All great characters, all brought something special to the show, I will say that. But they haven't allowed Jennifer Walters, the character She-Hulk, to stand on her own 2 feet and prove that this show can be carried by just her with no influence from other characters within the MCU. Until now. Okay, this episode here, episode 5, Mean Green and poured straight into these jeans, is the first episode where we have had She-Hulk, Jennifer Walters, headlining her own show without any character, any other character coming in and bumping her up and holding her up, which is what it's completely felt like. So this episode here, it played around with the idea of Jennifer Walters going up against Titania because Titania is using the She-Hulk name to sell her brand of perfume and exfoliants and whatever else there is in clothing, and Jennifer Walters has to take her to court to prove that she's the one who should have this name, that she has used this name and all this sort of thing. And it ties back into her dating profile, you know, swipe left, swipe right, all that sort of thing, which I don't know too much about really. And it brings back the characters that she dated, the people that she dated in the last episode that she went on different dates with. And so in itself, it has proved that this show can stand on its own 2 feet, that it doesn't need guest stars to help it along. And what we've got here is, personally, I'd probably say the best episode that we've had so far of this series. I think it was very strong, it was very funny, it had, you know, the amusing stuff to it. Some of the supporting cast had some great scenes in it, and it was a joy to watch. Also, this episode here did feel like I was watching the comic book on screen. Although we have had that from previous episodes, we have had, you know, the sort of the feel of the comic book. This here, this the court scenes and that sort of a thing. The court scenes, her against Titania, her reactions. It felt like I was watching the comic, and that is a bonus too. So, you know, fantastic stuff. Okay, I know I'm not going to go into the CGI. I know She-Hulk does look a bit rubbery and all this sort of thing, but let's get past that, shall we? Now, to talk about the end of the episode, obviously I was sort of dismayed and excited at the same time because it teased Daredevil with the mask in the box in a yellow tinge like his very first costume, but at the same time it said to me we've got another guest star coming, which we knew about anyway, but you know, again, that part is a shame but fantastic at the same time. Daredevil, but let's put another guest star in the show, and I feel this show just needs to step back from that. This character needs to be given front and centre without this being propped up, without it being given essentially crutches to carry itself. That's just my opinion anyway. But no, fantastic episode. I really enjoyed it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I do think it's the strongest episode thus far. Tell me your thoughts down below. Let's have a little discussion about it. This is AJ. Hit the subscribe button. Come join the channel. See you on the next one. Take care all and goodbye.